Welcome back to the Pride here, and yes, I'm in a brilliant mood because Thibaut Courtois just cost Real Madrid some points, and my God, is it so great! It's just so satisfying to see that now others are feeling the same pain that we used to feel back when Courtois, people were saying I was a bit harsh when he cost us the game against Barcelona, the second leg, with those horrendous mistakes. The ball went straight to his legs twice. He got megged twice against Barcelona, and yeah, he just cost Real Madrid some points, and it was very, very satisfying, guys. So now that's not the reason why we came here, even though I got a bit to say about Courtois with his recruitment for Eden Hazard. He needs to stop it. He's a fucking snake and he's a fucking rat, and he needs to quit trying to recruit Eden Hazard to Real Madrid. Because if he's gonna make that decision, he's already made it in his head already. He doesn't need your influence or anything. So shut the hell up, Thibaut Courtois. From me to you. Anyways, guys, this is your match preview. Second match preview, because I had already did a match review, but somehow, some way, it got fucking deleted, and I'm super pissed about that. But I'm not gonna, let that, because I shot off the hip. I was giving you guys thoughts straight out the hip, no notes, no none of that. No, but I'm gonna do the same thing, because my ideas doesn't change from each video; it stays the same. So, how should we approach this game? I've already suggested that we go with a 3-4-3 for the rest of the season, but since Sarri is not going to do that, and we all know how stubborn Sarri is, but fair play to him. I mean, not to this situation that we're in is not his fault totally, because he came into the transfer window extremely late, because our board decided to fire Conte at the last second. He only had a few weeks to work with his players. That's why it was so like shocking that we got off to that great start. 18-game run unbeaten. And then, but, I noticed, Eunice and Blue Lions TV and 100% Chelsea, mostly Eunice, he pointed out something that was quite interesting. And, I thought about it, and it makes a lot of sense. As soon as as soon as the title picture was out, as soon as we on points, were going further away from the title, these players, they capitulated. They gave up. Weak mentality. Yes, I do take a look at that, and I'm like, that's a good point. That is a great point. As soon as they realized they weren't going to win the league, they gave up. And that's what it looks like. But with that being said, guys, how Sarri is going to approach this game, how I think he's going to approach this game, I'm praying Alonso doesn't start, but if he does start, I suggest using the 3-4-3. Because this team has shown that they can win, they can perform under the 3-4-3. And honestly, I don't think Man United would be expecting that. They're expecting us to come out with the 4-3-3 so they can man mark Jorginho and he could be isolated from everybody else, and they can go in and smash us 5-0. That's the objective. That's the way they're thinking, because I'm looking at this PSG game. That's why I'm showing the PSG game highlights. I was kind of hoping that Man United, they didn't lose. At least, if they weren't going to win, they got a draw, because I felt like they were going to lose, and lose quite convincingly, that they were going to come in and try to, on Monday, and try to do a job on us, because they need their confidence boosted. They're looking at us, and they're licking their chops, and they think that we're vulnerable. But they're vulnerable as well. They have similar problems that we have, and I know everybody's blinded by this run of form that they're in. All of a sudden, they're playing great under Solskjaer. Yeah, that's bullshit. These are the same group of players that are still weak defensively, that are weak on corner set pieces, and they have weaknesses that we can exploit. They're not gonna have Martial or Rashford. So I'm not Rashford. Sorry, excuse me, Jesse Lingard. So they're going to be a bit more vulnerable in the midfield area, specifically alongside the wings. So I feel like the 3-4-3 would be perfect for this type of game. It would be something that they wouldn't expect. But Yeah, they see weaknesses in us. I see weaknesses in them. They have similar weaknesses that we have. They have mental lapses during games where they switch off, and we can exploit that as well. I think that this isn't going to be a game about tactics. I think this is going to be a game about uh, who wants it more, who's going to show up, who wants to go on, who wants to win this game, because we're not going to have. There's no replay, so we can't go and try to get a draw in next week and play him again, or 2 weeks after that and play him again. There will be a winner tomorrow, and how I see this game going. I don't see a convincing Chelsea win. I'm sorry that 6-0 did a lot for my confidence. I'm sorry. I don't know what team is going to show up. Tomorrow, we have to how I think we should approach this game. I think United are going to come for the first 10-15 minutes. They're going to come at us hard. They're going to try to get an early goal. We're going to have to absorb that pressure. This is what I would do: absorb that pressure and hit them on the counter, because like I said, they have weaknesses similar to ours. Their back line isn't the strongest. I mean, the only difference is between them and us is that they have De Gea. And that's no offense to Kepa. Kepa is a great goalkeeper. I love the fact that we got him. He's a great replacement for Courtois, a way better keeper than Courtois. And, in the next 2-3 years, he might be competing for the world's best alongside De Gea. I believe De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. I think he's been that way for the last 2 years. Neuer has, in my eyes, never been the best goalkeeper in the world. He was just blessed to be with Bayern, a team that's constantly winning the Bayern's Liga. I don't know, guys. I'm hoping Palmieri starts. Hudson-Odoi has to start. This 6-7 minutes bullshit that they keep trying to give Hudson-Odoi, it's not gonna work. You can't get any momentum from that. It was a statistic already, not statistic, but it kind of is a statistic that Kevin De Bruyne has already played 400 games as a professional, and he's like 24 years old, 25 years old. He's already had more games than most players at this level. You gotta give these guys time to play. You looking at, like I said, Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid, and Mbappe, who, by the way, he had a great game. He had to step up for his team when Cavani and Neymar and Munir, how you pronounce it, when they were both out, he stepped up to the plate and he had a great game against United. That's what world best players do. When their team need them the most, that's when they show up. Hazard. Anyways, yeah. They don't have, going forward, they're not really as strong as people think. Rashford has been playing out of his body. He's been playing great. He didn't have a great game against PSG. Marquinhos had his number. He had him in his pocket. And Thiago Silva, who is still, at his age, still one of the world's best in the world, probably the best defender in the world at his position, the center back position. But I don't think United are as invincible as they look, because I still see flaws in their game. They have holes that we can exploit, like I said 1,000 times already in this video. So I'm kind of confident, but then again, I don't know what team is going to show up. Let's go with the starting lineup. 9 minutes in, I'm just not against the starting lineup. How I think Sarri is going to approach this game. He's going to come out with the same 4-3-3, but maybe this time he might change it up. If what's his name? Loftus-Cheek. I can't think of his name. What the fuck? Loftus-Cheek. If he's available, he has to start over Barkley. Barkley's been playing. He played, well, not been playing, but he had a good game. That was probably his best performance against Malmo, but it's Malmo. No offense to Malmo, but it's Malmo. He did react better, Barkley, to the press. They were trying to press him, but like I said, there's a whole lot different. There's this big difference between a Malmo midfielder and a player like Gundogan or Kevin De Bruyne, or for this game situation, Matic, or no longer Fellaini. Yes, it's a big difference between those players marking you and pressing you tight and playing you close. So, like I said, Loftus-Cheek, I would prefer him to start and slide Kovacic in there, reduce the role, and play Kante in right center mid. Now, if Loftus-Cheek is not available, I would. This is how I would do it with the midfield three. Put Jorginho at the left center mid position. Put Kovacic in that reduce the role because I think that he reacts better under pressure. He's not a midfielder that you can play through and build up, play with, and play that final pass. He's not going to make that final pass, but he specializes in the number 6 role. He reacts great under pressure. He makes great footballing decisions as far as making the outlet pass to relieve the defense. I think he plays that role quite well. You know, I've seen that when he played alongside Jorginho in the left center mid position. So, and I also want to see Jorginho, how can he be that creative midfielder that can make that final pass, that can create chances, because he has 0 assists. He has over well over 1,000 plus passes and no assists. That's not good for a midfielder. I'm sorry. I know he plays the regista role, and that's not his role on the team, but that's a horrendous for a midfielder. That's a horrendous stat to have. You know, you have all these passes played, and none of them have contributed to a goal or anything. So I think I want to see him more in a more advanced position. Kante, he has to play because he's Kante. He is Kante no matter where you put him at, where you can put him at in the goalkeeper area, and you know he can do a job. That's how good he is. I know that's being childish. That's not being logical. He's like 5'6", 5'7". He's not gonna play in goal. But I'm just saying, you know, that's how much better he is on this team. He is, in my opinion, the second best player on this team. He's probably the most important player on this team, but the second best player on this team. Eden Hazard is obviously the best player on this team. More people want to see Kante in that Regista role because they just want to see him win more 50-50 balls. They want him to be relegated to just simply being a ball winner, but he can do more than that. I've seen improvement in his ability to make that final pass, to also make those late man runs to put pressure on the center backs, on the opposing center backs, and have strikes at goal. He still has a lot of work to do to improve, but I feel like he's gonna get better naturally because he's a hard worker, and you know he's a great professional, and it's an absolute honor that he's a blue. You know, I'm glad he's a blue. He is definitely Makelele 2.0. And I think that's why a lot of people want to see him back in that role, because he just plays that Makelele role so well. But you know, obviously the front three are going to be Higuain and Hazard, but it's just that right hand side that's going to be pivotal. I don't know why I'm having this speech impediment, but I think Sarri's going to play Pedro. My gut says Pedro. He might play William, but I'm hoping that Hudson-Odoi plays. And where's Ampadu, man? Where's Ampadu? We don't have a Fabregas replacement. Where's Ampadu? He's not getting any game time either. So I mean, even though we have a lack of options, he's still not getting game time. That's just ridiculous to me. And all this PR bullshit that Gianfranco said in the press conference, in the last press conference, he's saying that he's getting a lot of minutes for an 18-year-old. That's bullshit, because Vinicius Jr., by the end of the season, he's going to have way more games under his belt than Hudson-Odoi. So, to Hudson-Odoi, this is for you, man. If you decide to leave Chelsea, I don't think anybody's going to hold you accountable, honestly. We've seen enough. We want you to succeed. If you can't succeed with us, we want you to go abroad or go somewhere and succeed, man. If Bayern come in to bid for you, which more than likely will happen again, honestly, only reason why we started playing him was because of the pressure from Bayern. If Bayern never came in for that bid, he wouldn't have gotten as much game time as he had. And with that being said, that's ridiculous, because he's still not getting enough game time. Let's finish this starting lineup. I'm sorry. Back line, I would start Palmieri, but I think Alonso's going to play. I know there's been allegations between him and Sarri not getting along, or they had a fallout, and that's the reason why he's being rested. But I don't know. I think Alonso is going to start. If not, I'm happy to play Palmieri. I prefer Palmieri. Center back David Luiz was the reason why I looked back at the film. In fact, I have it here. Is this the goal that they scored against us? No, that's the goal. That's the goal we scored against Malmo. But David Luiz is a corner or set piece or something. We have the ball. I think this is it. And David Luiz tries to play the ball through the middle, and he loses the ball, loses possession. By the way, we cannot do that tomorrow because Man United are going to punish us, especially with Paul Pogba in the midfield area. No, that's Barkley's goal. I know I have it somewhere, man. Where is it? But he gives the ball up in the midfield area, and then here it is, and he fails to track back. Look how lazy he is of getting back, tracking back. And this big gap right here, he could have easily have ran back and hurried up and plugged in that gap to prevent that angle, that passing angle, from going through. I think he let his teammate down and Christensen from leaving him alone like that against a striker, who ironically his name is Anders Christensen, and he was being defended by Andreas Christensen. I thought that was pretty unique. I think they're both from Denmark as well, so I guess it's a pretty common name. Anyways, guys, oh yeah, what am I talking about? I gotta finish my starting 11. Starting 11. And I think I would go. I don't want David Luiz to be out of the team because of his long range passing. But if this David Luiz is going to show up tomorrow, then I will start Christensen and Rudiger alongside each other. If not, then I will go Rudiger and David Luiz, which I believe that's what Sarri is going to go with. So and obviously Azpilicueta is going to start. I think we need another right back because Azpilicueta doesn't fit this system. Not that he's not a good defender, but he just doesn't fit the system. We need a more of an attacking minded fullback. That's what both sides of the fullback position. We need a right back and a left back, and I think if we can get a winger, Hudson-Odoi. I guess we got Pulisic now, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But if Hudson-Odoi leaves, which more likely he is now, we need to get another winger as well, another right winger that can play with use his left foot, cut inside and score with his left foot. I think that's what we're missing on their right hand side, and that's probably why Pedro starts over Willian tomorrow. So yeah, what's my score prediction? I'd say I don't think we can go in. I don't think we're gonna go in and win. I think this game is gonna go in on penalties. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 at the end of regulation, and then we're gonna go to penalties. So that's my prediction. Simply because I don't like picking against my team, and that just goes against my nature. Even though I don't see us winning the game, at least not in regulation. So let's just get a result, guys. Let's just go out and prove everybody wrong. We tend to do well when people doubt us the most, and there's no pressure on us to do something well. Expectations aren't high. And they've been showing clips and stuff about I think I seen the other day in 1998 when Man United were beat. They won the game 5-3, but they had scored the score was like 5-0, and they're like, more of this, please. No, you guys love. I don't know why. Why is it that we are the most hated? I think we are the most hated club in England, probably in the world. Everybody takes pleasure of Chelsea's downfall. Like when we lost to City, the amount of abuse I suffered. So I couldn't go on social media. I deleted all my social media apps because I couldn't deal with it. I got frustrated, and then going to work and your friends, they constantly hitting you up, and it was just too much. I don't feel like we deserve that as fans because these players they're gonna get paid hefty. And they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to deal with anything. Everything. Either the manager is at fault and suffers, or the fans suffer, or both. It's never about the players. Hopefully, we can make it through the season. I really want Sarri to come because I do not want Blanc to come in because he's just a 2-year project. And there's been talks and rumors about Mourinho coming back, but he's not stupid. He's not coming back for a third time unless Abramovich sells the club, or the board comes gives him complete ownership and dictation of the team. They give him $200 million and a transfer window to pick the players that he wants. And I don't see that happening. And all the players that got him fired are still here, so I don't see him coming back. Anyways, guys, oh yeah, also I seen a thing about Icardi, and you know, he's showed up to the game, enters game. I think he's in the crowd, or I don't even think he's playing. I just think he showed up to the game. And about reports about them offering him a new contract, I don't give a fuck. The contract doesn't mean anything, because the only thing it does is just increases his transfer value. To be honest with you, because anybody can just buy you out of your contract. That's why right now, if Real Madrid were to bid for Eden Hazard, he would only be worth like 115, 130 million, as opposed to 250 million if he had like a multi-year deal. If he was like under contract for like 3 more seasons, then yeah, we probably get at least 200 million for him. But also another example is when Suarez signed the contract, and then the next summer he signed for Barcelona. So he signed that 7-year contract extension. And yeah, he wound up just leaving Barcelona that summer. So I don't believe in contracts anymore. Anyways, guys, leave me your thoughts, comments. How should we approach the game? And do you disagree with me, or do you have any rebuttals? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. Dislike, like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Let's go get that victory, guys. Up the Chelsea.